Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some EVE Online. I'm going to go explore a little bit around Detail. This time we're going to go into Intaki Skin, a little bit darker than the police skin. I kind of like this one as well. And perhaps I'll give you guys a little bit of some updates of what I've been finding in the last couple of days, where I have spent a good amount of time exploring around these systems. And the first thing that you should notice here, 58 people in Detail. Look at all the orcas that are, on grid here. It's very, very busy, not just here, but around these systems there's a lot to do as well. Another thing that I've found is a lot of suspects, lots of criminals abound as well. I personally think that it has to do with this killing is just a means that is going on right now, because sometimes I think people just want to bait people into trying to get that kill and things like that. So that is definitely something that I've seen happening as well. And on the exploration front, I had a couple of good sites. I managed to find a 4 out of 10. That had been a very long time. My sentry drones finally got some work done again. And a few good drops as well, including one of the new implant BPCs that dropped from a Sanche Vigil. So I'm definitely going to make that one. I wonder what kind of return we get on that. And other than that, a lot of data sites. It really looks to me like CCP upped the availability of these data sites, and I find a lot of these needlejack filaments in them, all of them for 5-man fleet, but it's nice. Perhaps it's even something that I could consider myself if I can get 5 people together or something like that. It could be a cool adventure as well, of course. So let's get started here. When it comes to this second signature, not that easy to scan down. We'll be heading for Chunka after this one, and yeah, just look at the amount of orcas here. That's quite a lot. It is just a second wormhole. I should not be surprised, of course, with almost 60 people in local. Anything that pops up is bound to be scanned and taken rather quickly. So let's see what's happening next door. Do we have any criminals or anything like that? No, not that I'm noticing. So I'm gonna say that that's okay, although we have security status below 0 in a Bifrost here, right on the gate. Okay. Next system, let's see what we have here. Just one signature, only 3 people. Okay, it was definitely busier in the last couple of days. And I would quickly want to check, okay, my mobile tractor unit is available here. So now it's basically a matter of being lucky. And I don't think it's large enough for us to be lucky. What do I mean by that? It is always possible that this signature spawned in like the last minute or so, and that you're the first one to scan it down, and then there's still a chance for it to be good. Unfortunately, just a Sanche hideout. Very lucky first scan right on top of the signature. So that is not really worth it. We are moving on to Tashinas. I think Tashinas and Upper Devil, the best systems in my experience for good and lots of sites. It's a little bit out of the way. People don't come in those systems very often, and as a result, it's usually less crowded there. There's 6 people in here. Normally, I'm either alone or there's like maybe 2 other people or something like that. So this is definitely a lot more than usual again. Normally, I also have some anomalies. Maybe I could take a look at the D-scan to see if we get some patrols happening again. Oh, and we get the conduit as well, of course, which somebody might be running when exploration dries up a little bit, because it's get busier, and I think with what's happening in real life at the moment, it might really be busier in EVE Online. Then of course conduits are a nice alternative for you to still at least get a return on your time invested. So that's a wormhole. Then this one I think is gonna be up there. It's usually the one that's farthest away. So let's see what this is. And after that, that's, I guess we'll go on the point down after this. Not that easy to scan. Okay. Maybe it has some potential. Anything happening? You do always have to be careful. I have had patrols drop right on top of me while I am scanning, and my Ishtar, it is paper thin, so I'd rather run away in that circumstance then try to fight them. There's a Gila, so obviously the explorers are out in force, I think. Ren the 5th in the Gila, right next to me. Let's see what his final signature is. It's probably nothing. If he just jumped through to Chunka, that is not good news, of course. We can still go down a bit. It's worth it to scan these, at least until you know what it is. You'll recognize it on potentially a second round. So, what are you then? Gotta go a bit lower. This time I'm gonna do the double click to center around the signature. And hope for something good. Let's go data side. No, another wormhole. So that's nothing but wormholes in these first few systems. Dira, usually rather busy, usually has eyes in it as well. That's the reason why it's so busy. So not the greatest of systems, but sometimes you can get lucky, and we're not seeing any criminals at this point. That's at least positive as well if you want to feel a little safer. And here we get just the navies. So for a moment I thought maybe Concord was on the gate. That's not the case. Let's move to the next system here and see what we got. 13 in local, 1 signature. Yeah, chances are really not good that there's gonna be anything good. So I'm actually gonna warp straight off to the next gate. I think it's in all likeliness going to be just another wormhole. Very bad first position, but alright, maybe I'll get lucky. And yeah, the Gila probably comes from here, went to Tashinas and then moved on to Chunka. So let's see, a den just spawned, something that I could run on my second round. And this, very much at the center of the system. There's some Lancers. And a wormhole, as expected. Next up, we've got Neil. Here, I think traffic is a little lighter. Usually there's fewer people here, so I think I've got a better chance to find something good here. And we're talking only one other person in local and 5 signatures. That is not bad. Here, I'm basically hoping that maybe 5 minutes or so ago, the Gila came through, maybe 3 signatures or something like that, and then a couple of them have respawned or have spawned, and that one could be promisingly large. Let's see what we can find here. A couple of pretty easy ones. I think those won't be good, but this one was out of the way a little bit and felt a little bit larger, so let's see what it is. Quick look at the D-scan as well. Do we spot anything? That's a nope. And yeah, this is not so easy, so could be good. Let's see what we're talking about here. And no anomalies. Yeah, I think when the explorers become a little desperate, it's just a wormhole, too bad. Then they also start to really clean up all of these anomalies. It doesn't leave that much at this point. Data sites are possible. Very hard to say that these are going to be 5 wormholes. That would be super unlucky. So this is a combat site. 50% here, maybe, although quite a bit off center, which usually means that yeah, we would have gotten an easy 50% plus if we were in just a slightly better position. So I don't think this will be good. It's a desolate site, which is terribly small. Not worth it, in my opinion. And then we have 3 more signatures to go. Let's see what we're talking about here. And you can see why this is a lot less busy. We do have some stations, but only a couple of structures, at least on the overview. So a quieter system. That's always better for explorers, of course. Unstable wormhole, unstable wormhole. Alright, that leaves me with just 1 more chance. 4 wormholes? 3 wormholes already. 4th one, it's possible, but then we are definitely finding not a lot at this point. Combat site, yeah, a little bit too easy to get to that high percentage, so don't expect anything good here. Let's warp to the next system. As we finish the scan. And it's just a Sencha hideout. Definitely the stuff that you want to leave behind. So, someone else comes in. Maybe take a look at this. Okay, someone did grab some rats. Maybe mission or something like that, if we look at this. And we have a Myrmidon. Yeah, probably a Myrmidon doing some PvE activity. I'm gonna assume missions to get all of those regs going. Next up, Lower Devil, 16 in local, pretty damn busy. Normal, it has a station that can do research, so it is busier here. Well, a couple of definitely larger signatures. Normally I would warp off, but especially this one looks like it could be something larger, and then hopefully also new, of course, so I can grab it. Let's see what we're talking about here. Another very easily scanned data site. That'll be nothing. It is a combat site. Okay. That's very good. I'm gonna try and basically get Bob on my side, activate the omnidirectional tracking link. Be good, be good. Ah, just a drone infestation. Okay, well, it could have been the other 3 out of 10, which would have been amazing, of course. At this point, CHX, what will you be? It was of similar size, so could still be good, but I doubt it. A little bit lower. Gonna do a double click. And yeah, I really don't think we'll get anything, so I'm actually gonna warp to the gate. It is a wormhole. There had to be one, of course. And then we can quickly try and get the details on this one. Still not showing what's happening. Come on. Like that. Haunted Yard. Well, if I was in a Gila, I'd run it, but I'm in the Ishtar, so I can't. Moving on to Upper Devil. Next to Tashinas, another hopeful system. 0 anomalies, not too many people in local, so maybe again. But yeah, no anomalies, again showing how activity is really high at the moment around exploration. This looks promisingly big, this is a bit smaller, that's too tiny, and yeah, that one as well, but let's maybe start with this one. GNM. Okay, luckily it is close to the center, so that big first result of 20% may not be that bad. Usually that's already too much. It is a combat site. But 30%, I was quite off center. I'm not sure anymore. Let's go. Get me a good one. Rogue drone infestation again. Ah. Too bad. Come on, Bob. Give me some. I really don't think any of the others will be better. Considering this was by far the largest circumference again of the signature, in line with the 3 out of 10. So that gives you a bit of an idea that, yeah, it could have been a good site, but unfortunately it is not. And as a result, this other small stuff probably won't be too rewarding either, which means that we're moving on to the next system, of course. Anything on the D-scan? So here we're gonna have another very small signature normally, considering We get combat side at 30% and it was completely off center. And yeah, nothing of interest on the D-scan. Let's see what we got next here. Wormhole and Sasha hideout. A little bit as expected. Probes are back. Next system. Let's go. Four. Lots of signatures again. Only 4 people in local. So maybe again we're gonna look for those larger signatures. Nope. Nope. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this one, MDI and IWP could be pretty good. Again, we do need to be lucky. Basically, they need to be new in the system, and we need to be the first one to grab them. But they're much larger in circumference than all the others, or much, well, decently larger, and so there is a chance. That is a wormhole, and this is a combat site. IWP, let's see here. Up a little bit. Come on, Bob. Come on, RNGesus. My omnidirectional. It is a Sasha relay. Good. If I'm first, we could get a good faction piece. Let's go, go, go. Then the other signatures. Maybe. I'll try to combine it. So here we go. Sasha relay. Let's see if I can scan this stuff down quickly. Confirm that it is nothing good. Activating the armor rep as well. Wormhole. Okay, what are you? That's close enough. There's the gate. Go, go, go. And another wormhole. And then you. Analyze. Alright. Go, 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 go. It is a combat site. Okay, we'll quickly take a look at that. And I am first, which is of course very good news. I'm not in a great spot, basically. Look at that, 17, 19 kilometers. That's already quite a bit too close for my sentry drones, but alright. And this is just a desolate site, so that is nothing really of value. Let's start our run here and try to get a good time. Black Ops squad leader at 23. Can I still take that one out with my sentries after this first group? Maybe. We are gonna have to hurry up though. 19. No, I think we gotta let that dream go. As always, for me personally, a little bit of like the goal. Try and take down that squad leader. Whoa! And then a lucky hit. Oh no, it was actually on that one. Got it. Without having to switch drones. And these guys at 12. That won't work either. So we will have to go to our small drones, unfortunately. Let's just press F here. Stop with the lasers. Because eventually his shield regen will actually outdo my lasers. And then this guy over here can run like that. Small drones. Let's start with you. We'll in fact boost to your wreck. Blop. God damn it. Where is it? Here it is. Just too far. Too bad. Finally another laser hit. And then the final enemy. Taken down. Okay, we'll quickly check the wreck just in case. Very, very narrow chance that we grab anything, but alright. And then a quick boost to the gate. And oh, look at this, is different. Normally on an acceleration gate, maybe it's because it's ancient. Well, I think on the warpin it shows that as well. You should now have like a circle that indicates within which region you can actually activate the gate. Looks like in the 3 out of 10 we have sort of a different type of gate. So here we go, second room. Let's do the snipe so that we can keep going quickly. So the only frigate is your actual targets. There goes my mobile tractor unit. Deploy your drones when you're finishing your targeting. And then, well, you need a little bit of luck. You can see this guy is pretty fast and nimble. We get full misses. But once he basically turns like that, then he starts to come straight towards us, and in 2 shots he is taken down. You can just enjoy the scenery after that. Your guards are gonna look for targets themselves, so we can now see that they're just going after some of these missile turrets, and after that normally they're gonna start to blab down some of these destroyers one by one. There we go. First on the right, this guy in the center is taken. Next one is down as they slowly try to approach me. Right, they're actually attacking this guard here, way out of range. And we're just wrecking everything without having to do anything. In the meantime, here comes the loot. Let's see if we get some good loot out of this. Orange Jesus is not here right now, because that was absolutely the very minimal, only a 6-tier overseer effect. And look at that, in the meantime, everything is being destroyed by my sentry drones. Complete automation. Not something that you have to show to everyone, of course. Might get some bad ideas. Never want to fully AFK in EVE Online. But there we go. Everything cleaned off the field. And we are ready to continue onto Udella. Let's see what we have. At least we got a 3 out of 10. So that is good news. It means there is at least something available here from time to time. Quick stack all so I can see my mobile tractor unit in case of something else that shows up. And yeah, back up to 7 in local. A Vindicator, probably running the conduits. And a Shimu might be in there as well. Then we get a Venture. Okay. No, the Vindicator is actually here on the gate. Interesting. What is next? Whoa, for 10 in local, actually a lot, but this is a highway system, because to get to a Mar or from a Mar to like Dital and Nosek, things like that, you have to go through this system, but that's actually a lot of signatures for that, for this one. So we are going to quickly try to scan these down. 12 in local. Maybe I should put myself on the Sasama gate to get a better feel of what might be happening. We're gonna do that. It's gonna take a little bit of time before I scan everything down. And honestly, these don't look large enough to be good. So we get a first wormhole here. Next up a little bit. What's this one? A bowhead and another wormhole. Alright. Definitely the day of the wormholes rather than the data sites. And there's a shuttle. You can see this is a highway system. Normally we'll see quite a bit of movement here. And this is a combat site. That could be of interest, of course. And now we're down to 9. And, ooh, occupied mining colony. Really? That would be good. That would be a very good tail end if we can actually have that. Talwar and an Astero and probes. Okay, we have to rush. The Talwar could, I think, handle the mining colony. So we are going to head over there, activate our modules so that we are ready. And then we're going to, again, try to get an idea of the other two in the meantime. Like that. That's unexpected. Didn't feel like it was large enough to be a 4 out of 10, but it is. So that is good. And I will have to do this on the blind a little bit. And oh, look at that one move. Much more centered than I first thought, but okay. So there's the gates. Maybe I'll quickly try and see if this one... Oh, okay. This one does not have the circumference either. Alright, moving on. Another wormhole. And then the last one, probably around here somewhere. Let's try a small one to get a hit immediately. And we are first. Awesome. Very, very good. Took us a while, but we found a couple of good sites. We're at a warp, drop these sentry drones. And of course in this first room, at first we're gonna try to clean this small stuff up. And it's gonna be more over here. Okay. Let the fight begin. At 30 kilometers, no need to use my lasers just yet. Ooh, this is actually surprisingly difficult to scan as well. What do we have here? Next. You're going down. You as well. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. A lot of shield damage on that first guard here, and it is yet another wormhole. So this is it. This is the other good system that we have here. First one is in armor here, actually. All right, then. Where is the return to... I'll do the right click then. Return to drone bay. But in the meantime, very efficient first room here so far. That one, I think we can one-shot that. Let's go. It's a 2-shot, that's alright. At least I hope it is. Hit something. Stop trying to hit it and hit it. Jesus Christ, this little Reaver. Is he already on his orbit or something? Yeah, my lasers are just not hitting too well, so he's already a little bit in orbit. Finally, he is taken down. In the meantime, they switch to me, so I think we can redeploy our final guard, and then closest to furthest, let's go after these cruisers. There we go. I have a slaughterer gone. Next volley, deep into structure. Maybe the mutilator first, he's a bit closer. This does feel good. This is why I love the Ishtar. It can do this as well. It can really hit these these cruisers very, very effectively with what I would consider to be the right weapon system for them, these sentry drones. So it's not like you're forced to have like small missile launchers and perhaps some drones, like for instance the Jackdaw, right? The 4 out of 10 takes quite a bit longer to run in the Jackdaw. Nope, this one has something for everything. Small drones for the small targets, and then heavier sentry drones for the larger targets. And even these guys at 16 kilometers, because they're cruisers, will not get under our guns. He's down. Next one, Centatis Spectre. Coming in. And here, now we see the effect. That was what I was looking for. So around this... this target, you can now see the region within which it is possible to activate that gate. So, final cruiser. Let's get ready to return these to drone bay. That is done. Head straight for that gate. Save a bit of cap. Activate your Microwarpdrive. And we are ready for room number 2. Same tactic, of course. Snipe it down. So we'll just sit there, sentries on the True Sansha, mobile tractor unit. As long as he's the first wreck on the field, you'll grab that loot and you will be fine. And now hopefully we're fast enough that no one else comes in here. They see all of these wrecks. They see me in local and they know, okay, this is being run before anything can happen. Now we should be in range. Here we go. And yeah, this is actually really a large area for you to activate it, but also gives you a better idea when you can basically stop your Microwarpdrive, for instance. So very handy extra information. And there is the True Sensor Foreman, Mobile Tractor Unit, Sentry Drones, Engage, Armor Rep, because we'll need it. And then just add in the lasers. They won't really hit, but that's all right. And then if you want to, of course, for after he blows up, you know, tractoring this at like 40 kilometers is going to take a little bit of time. You can target some smaller stuff. What you don't want to do is accidentally one-shot something after this. Because then sometimes basically the wreck can be that quick after this one that your mobile tractor unit will take it first. But this is going decently well. Half armor already. He reps a lot. But the hits are good. Missiles are all flying towards my pocket carrier all the way back here. But I feel quite safe. They have quite a bit of traveling to do before they can threaten me. My lasers probably... Oh, actually hitting as well, at least on the animation. He's in structure at 40. Another big rep from him. 3 hits, armor is gone. Come on, come on. That's better. There are my lasers. And he is down. Gonna try to quickly distribute that DPS. Okay. Another freaking down already, but I think we'll be alright. And that one at 20. Using the lasers. There it goes. And Overseer Wreck, loot number 2 is on its way. And look at that, these guys, especially these cruisers, right? They're still way back there, so they're not hitting us effectively enough to break the tank. If you're like right in the middle of these guys, it is a lot of damage. But right now, we are still absolutely fine. Wreck is coming in. We can grab our drones. Take a couple of these frigates down, by the way. Reduce their DPS as well if you don't have like a faction tank. And this time 137 million, a C-type armor rep. That is a lot better. And in the meantime, ooh, very nice as well, another signature that's just spawned in. Sometimes we can go from 0 to 60 in absolutely no time. So this is awesome. Best drop of the week by far at this point, I think. Well, except maybe that implant blueprint. That could be worth quite a bit as well. And maybe I should have dropped probes before going out of warp. But we'll definitely do that in a moment. Because it could be good, of course. This is something you have to try to take advantage of. Oh, in the meantime, the bowhead, I guess, made his way. Really? Is that the same bowhead? I don't think so. I hope not. Because he finally made his way to the gate then. And yeah, if you spot a signature that just spawns in, especially when you've been doing some combat sites, I do highly recommend that you scan it down. In my experience, very high chance that it's another good combat site. So let's try to do that quickly. Yoppie in the Ares on the gates. And there's another bowhead coming. Jesus Christ, it's right in front of us. It's the day of the bowheads here. I wonder if people are moving... Ooh, I hope that it's not the enemy that's moving ships to destroy my my structures in detail. I don't think so. They're still red. To me, that's the very first thing that you do, of course. After a war deck is declared on you, grab that enemy, give them red, and for me, they stay red for like maybe a month or so I can keep an eye on them. It is a combat site, good. And try to see if there's any more movements or anything like that to detect. After that, you're going back to yellow, but you're staying out of the structures. So, yeah. That just doesn't happen. Once you're on the ban list, you are staying on the ban list. And unfortunately, it's a watch. I mean, it's a difficult enough combat site that it could have been a good one. But yeah, the watches, in my experience, are not worth it. Unfortunate. Would have loved to have another 4 out of 10, of course. That pays like what this just did. So, SSama, final system on the run, I would say. 2 very, very small signatures down here. So the chances that this is anything good is next to nothing, which means that we will again warp to the next gate. And then we will take a look at these 2 quickly. I'm suspecting a couple of small combat sites, maybe a wormhole, something like that. But I hope that this again shows you, this is why I love exploration. The first part, sure, might be a little more boring. It takes a little bit of patience, but then in no time, 2 systems, 2 good combat sites, 1 amazing drop, and there we go. My knight is definitely made. I would have to do a lot of mining to earn this this armor wrapper, for instance. So this is how I really like to enjoy my time in EVE Online, just relaxing, cruising through the perfect all-in-one ship. No data site so far, also very surprising, but okay, that happens as well, and it is 2 wormholes. So we are heading back into the Dital home system. And yeah, the ship can run it all. If you're really unlucky, you don't find anything on a second round. What I usually do, as I've said many times before, is start running these dens, things like that. But for now, I'm quickly gonna end here by going into the Astrahus and showing you guys the blueprint copy that dropped from a Santia Vigil. Really one of the new ones. So usually you get actual implants in the Vigils. It may be that all of those have been changed to BPCs. So very good news for the cryoprotectant solutions, because that's a part of the mix there as well. Those will remain very expensive for a while, but it can be really rewarding then to have some of these drops in the Santia Vigils. So as I arrive in my home base, what I usually do is grab my loot. So we get this stuff, put it in the first division. We get this stuff, put it in the first division. And this is the one that I wanted to show you guys. Show info, mid-grade Nirvana Delta blueprint. So you can see cryoprotectant solutions again, a nano factory, transcranial micro controls, and you come in super. That's not that difficult, but this one, yep, stays very important here. And look at what it does. 3% bonus to intelligence, 4% bonus to shield hit points, 10% bonus to the strength of all Nirvana implants. This is really, really strong as well, especially for something like the passive rattlesnake, the passive Gila. I think that this implant will be very, very expensive as well, and potentially we can get some nice ISK out of that. And there you go. This is from a couple of days actually. I've already done one tour back to the Tal in loot, and you can tell the difference, right? Sometimes I'm lucky and then it's just a couple of pieces with some faction pieces. Sometimes I have to do anomalies. I do a little bit of salvaging in those sites as well then, and you get some of this small crap, which sometimes actually is also worth like a million ISK if you're a little bit lucky. So there you go. This has, ooh, and here are the detail checks, of course, from all of those data sites. So I enjoy it. Very nice mix. I love the Ishtar for that, in my opinion, the perfect exploration ship if you're looking for a more relaxed experience, but still be very close to that competitive edge. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys in this video then. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.